Everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sarah Jane from Misunderstood. Today I'm going to talk about executive functioning skills. Now, this is the brain's self-management system. Think of it as your very own personal assistant. Now, these skills start developing in early childhood and continue into adolescence, developing right up into your late 20s. Now, we have three main executive functions. Now, we need these skills to help us plan and prepare our day without any problems. Now, these skills are working memory, inhibitory control, and flexible thinking. So let's have a look at working memory. What is working memory? Now, working memory is the ability to hear and see new information. Hold on to that information long enough to be able to use it for a purpose. It plays an important role in concentrating and in following instructions. Weak working memory skills will affect your ability to learn in many ways, including learning to read and learning maths. Now, within working memory, you have auditory memory and you have visual memory. Auditory memory records what you're hearing so you can recall it. It's what helps you keep track of group conversations. It helps you hold on to the information that someone is saying when they're trying to teach you. And then we have visual memory. Now, visual memory captures what you're seeing so you can recall it. It's what helps you find your way home each day. It helps you recognise people that you have met before, recognise numbers and letters when you're learning. Now, if you can't recall this new information that you're learning, how do you learn it? Same as auditory memory. You can't learn something that you can't remember. Now, because of weak working memory, a child will have difficulty finishing classwork because they've forgotten what they have to do. This will also cause difficulties in following instructions in everyday life. And then we have inhibitory control. Now, this is an executive function that allows an individual to restrain their impulses in order to select an appropriate action that is consistent with completing their goals. Basically, the ability to control impulses. The ability to ignore distractions and resist temptation. You need to use this skill to keep from blurting out an answer in class or interrupting a conversation. It's a skill that helps you be able to play a game and wait for your turn. If you have weak inhibitory control, you will tend to act on impulse without thinking of the consequences. Now, weak inhibitory control is what's linked to addiction. And I will be talking about ADHD and addiction in another video. So at the other end of the scale of inhibitory control, if you have heightened inhibitory control, you have difficulty in losing some inhibitions to be able to be in a relaxed state. A person that has difficulty with losing inhibitory control will be seen as severely shy. And then we have the third executive function, which is flexible thinking. Now, flexible thinking is the skill to be able to think about something in a different way to what you know. It's also a very important social skill. The ability to think flexibly helps people to get along with others. It's what helps you think about someone else's point of view without arguing that you're right all the time. If you have weak flexible thinking, it can affect many areas of learning. If a person is rigid in their thinking, you may see that they have trouble identifying the correct pronunciation for words and interprets what they read very literally. It's also a key skill in maths. You use it to find ways to solve problems and to understand that a phrase like how many in all means that there's addition being used. It also helps you understand that there's more than one way to solve a maths problem. Imagine you're driving somewhere and you discover that a street you were planning to turn onto is blocked off for construction. Your initial plan for reaching your destination obviously isn't going to work. So you instantly come up with a new way to get there. Now, that's what flexible thinking is. It's about being able to quickly switch gears and find new approaches to solve problems. So there are your three executive functions. And the good thing about these skills is that there is so much that can be put in place to help these skills develop more. The biggest issue is that people assume that these skills should be learned at a certain age. The truth is, everyone develops at different rates to others. And people who have autism, ADHD and dyslexia and many other difficulties will have weaknesses in executive functioning skills. But if a child receives the help with working memory, flexible thinking and inhibitory control at an early age, they will excel. But instead they receive constant punishment because they keep forgetting what they have learned, or they're told they're not concentrating enough, they forget school equipment. A child is constantly reprimanded for not being able to remember things. Now, if you have difficulty with working memory, it means that this skill needs help to develop further. These 3 executive functions are responsible for paying attention, emotional regulation, organisation skills, self-monitoring. Now, I am going to talk about these in a different video. So, thank you for listening. I hope you've learned something. If you want to know more on these topics, then fill in the contact form on the website or on Facebook. Give it a thumbs up below, subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, click the bell to be able to see new videos. Thank you. Bye.